Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's a pleasure to be reading for you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're really well. So, I want to look and see what's going on with your current situation right now in the month of May. What are you going to be dealing with, the current situation at hand? So, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Leo, let's see what you're dealing with in the month of May. What is Leo's current situation in the month of May? The Ace of Wands. What is Leo's current situation in the month of May? Seven of Cups. What is Leo's current situation in the month of May? Wheel of Fortune. And one last one, the Star. This is reminding me of like old hymns people used to sing. You know what I think is really dope about May for you? You're making steps, you've made strides, but these are baby steps. It's like there's a really refreshing energy that you're coming into in the month of May. You've accomplished something recently, or you're literally coming through the end of accomplishing something in the month of May. So, this is something that's new for you, something that you've been wanting to do, something you've had your eye on, but it wasn't an overnight process. It wasn't an overnight achievement. This is that old saying, success took 10 years to achieve. True overnight success took 10 years to achieve, right? Doesn't have to literally be 10 years, but there's so many moments in our lives that accumulate to the success we achieve in life, and nobody gets to see that. Nobody sees the nights that you've cried, the days you woke up with puffy eyes and still not knowing or unsure of what's going to happen next. Nobody knows the early mornings, the time and the dedication that you've given to something. Nobody knows the times of your panic, your worry, your stress. Nobody knows the times when you didn't know how you was going to make it. Maybe for some of you didn't even know how you were going to make ends meet, but you still persevered through. And even though you weren't shown the light and you couldn't see the light, and at times your faith may have wavered in that light, you still kept going because you knew if you were to give up on yourself, nobody's going to come and save you. You didn't have a life jacket. You didn't have an SOS you could throw out. You didn't really have a lifeline that you can call on. It was all on you and all on your back. So you had to make sure that you persevered past obstacles, past naysayers, and even past your own limitations to get to where you are today. And it's like that saying, thank goodness I don't look like what I've been through. And thank goodness you don't look like what you've been through. But it's like the small steps you've taken over the years, even if you had to do it with your eyes closed and screaming and kicking, you still kept going. And all of those baby steps that may have felt like time was moving too slow, nothing was progressing, time was taking all day. When is it going to happen for me? Asking and wondering when is it going to happen to me? Even in the mindset of maybe the comparison game of seeing other people achieve their destination, other people going along their journey and seeing progress on their journey, but yet you're looking at the clock like, well, I'm not really seeing the progress on my journey. And little did you know, progress was happening the entire time. Just on your course, Leo, the time was moving a bit slower. So it was like watching a pot of water boil, right? Watching paint dry. It took someone where you couldn't even see it in the moment because we were hyper focused on achieving or reaching that outcome. Patience truly is a virtue here for you. But I think even with having that patience and we try to be patient, there were still times where we didn't feel like our patience was going to amount to the time invested into these steps to get to where we are. And I believe in the month of May, again, you've accomplished something or you will be moving towards accomplishing that goal of yours. And it may look like to other people, oh, well, how did Leo do it? How did this happen for you? Oh, this was quick. This happened all of a sudden. And it wasn't. It's been years or it's been months. And it feels more so like years specifically, but it's been a tiring and trying and stressful season and multiple seasons of having to keep your head down and hold the faith and know that you're going to make it out on the other end. Even if people doubted you, even if people said, Leo, you know what, maybe you need to give up. It's taking too long. I don't know if this is going to work out for you. You knew it in your heart and you knew it in your instinct that this was where you needed to go and where you needed to be. So I'm proud of you. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. What is it that Leo needs to let go of? Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, Judgment, King of Swords in reverse. Don't be your own worst critic here. And I'm not saying all of you are, and I know this isn't going to connect to everybody, so I apologize if it does not. But I'm not saying all of you are being your worst critic, but I think sometimes we can get in our own head or in our own way, in our own space. And we can potentially, because we're not seeing the end of the timeline or reaching that timeline soon enough, we may have put that extra pressure on ourselves. We may have put those countless days or nights or just those moments of thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing, strategizing, planning, trying to predict what's going to happen, trying to figure out the next step before the next step is even shown to us. And sometimes the universe will tell you, hey, sit your butt down. I got this. But if you're going to put that pressure on yourself for your success to come through or for you to gain this achievement, whatever it is that you are going for, you're going to be very much so disappointed because you got to wait. And you went through this, and mind you, this is what you need to let go of. So this feels like a part of the process that led you up to this moment, what you had to go through. It's like I could almost hear like a woman's voice, like almost like petting, rubbing somebody's head, a woman's voice. It's gonna be all right. You got this. You got this. There's people. There's a person motivating you. I don't know who this motivating person is. I don't know who this motivating force is. It almost feels like it's, I don't know if it's here or if it's, because it's almost faint. So I don't know if they're still living today or if this is somebody that is watching over you from the other side, somebody that is, giving you that energy, sending good energy your way to help you through the process. Even if they're not physically in your life to do so, they're doing it in spirit. They're walking you to where you need to be. It's like I would tell you even too, if you were to look back during this process of the days and the nights that you may have prayed and still putting in the baby steps and still trying to crawl your way through, even if you may have not saw how things are going to play out, there was some other extra spirit that was with you on those nights and in those early mornings, holding you, caring for you, praying over you, making sure that you were okay, speaking life into you, breathing life into you, giving you that extra strength. That extra strength that you had to keep going wasn't just based off your own desire to achieve. No, there was somebody else. There's some other presence here that was there with you, speaking over you, making sure that they gave you the energy when you felt like your energy was falling short, and at times when you felt like you didn't know how this was going to happen or you even wanted to give up on yourself. There was that energy that was saying, no, Leo, don't. So I feel like when I'm looking at what you need to let go of is what you've went through helped you get to now where what you're achieving. And again, it feels like you just recently accomplished something, or in the month of May you were accomplishing something, but in those times of not knowing how it was going to be accomplished or if it was going to be accomplished or how the hell you were going to make it happen, especially if you were a Leo that may have been in a position that maybe the bank accounts were looking a little funny financially, or in your situation in life, maybe circumstances didn't look like they were going to permit a certain outcome. But guess what? It did, and you did, and you did it. But there's been somebody else all along that was making sure that you got there. So you weren't doing it on your own, even when you felt like you were doing it on your own. Even if you had people physically in your presence surrounding you, you still had to go through the motions emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and physically alone. And you're here. Okay. Let's see Leo's near future. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Fire. Tower in the reverse. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. World on the bottom. Oh, man. Don't do that. This is like imposter syndrome, Leo. Don't do that. Don't even do that. Because it's like we've literally, I'm just seeing somebody day in and day out, baby steps, whether it's the steps that you made, whether it's through prayer, prayer and manifestation, whether it's the steps that you made was through prayer and manifestation, but also putting in the work. And even in those efforts that you were putting in, even if it was only 5%, 10%, 20% that you can give on some days, you still put in that effort and work. You were the one who got yourself here. Some of you may have had some background help. Others, you had nobody. You had to do it on your own. But you're here. You're entering into this new realm. You're entering into that, whether it's that new job, that new promotion, you're able to move. You're able to get your physical, spiritual, mental, emotional health back on track. You're able to improve your love life. You're able to improve that job or get a better job. You're able to get relationships better with people that you care. I mean, there's so many ways that this can go. That's not the point of focus here. It's like now that we're here, now that we're being able to live in our reality that we worked so hard for, there's almost a sense of, not wanting to let it go. And sometimes in wanting to make sure that we sustain what we've now accomplished, we can hold on too tight to it, or we can be over managing of it, or over microscopic on it, where we can potentially squeeze the life out of it. We can squeeze the life force out of it. There's a need here, Leo. Once you get there, it may feel surreal. It may feel like it's been a long time coming, and the people on the outside of your world will not understand what it took, the perseverance and the endurance that you had to have to get yourself here. But guess what? You got yourself here. But I also want you to keep in mind, too, that you're here. Be able to live and thrive in that moment. Don't try to hold on to it too much. Don't try to suffocate it. Don't try to hold too tightly where it almost a sense of paranoia or anxiety, or even that unconscious where we're not consciously self-aware of it, but that unconscious fear of, okay, well, I'm in this reality. How long before the cycle starts to turn again? And then, all right, I start to lose the new reality I am. You were put in this position for a reason. You worked this hard and you didn't come this far to come this far. And now that you're in this, embrace it. Don't put those limitations of where you came from or what you had to go through to get here to then ruin the moment of being there. Stay in that moment of being there. Stay in that moment of being there. I want to see. Let's get some potential outcome and advice for you here on this, Leo. 4 of Cups. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Hierophant in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm going to get one more. 6 of Wands. 5 of Swords in the reverse on the bottom. You didn't come this far to come this far. I know it's so cliche. It's so cliche. Please pay attention to your dreams. That's another thing that I'm just getting through too. Like synchronicities, signs. Really, it's like almost like the color, like silver, like a silver. You may be seeing silver or you may be seeing gold. Those 2 colors are specific here for you, Leo. So really pay attention. Pay attention to synchronicity, especially your dreams. Almost like it feels like premonition. You may be getting like premonitions through your dream about this new realm that you're moving into, this new achievement that you've accomplished, or where you're going. It's like you're going to be shown. But this comes back to, like I said, this woman specifically. I don't know if they're in your present life or if they are on the other side. And I send my condolences if they are on the other side, Leo. But it's like now that you're here, you're not just going to be abandoned to kind of fight for yourself. You're not going to be just left here and on your own where you have no protection. It's not like, okay, I just worked all these months and all these years to finally get here. And now that I'm here, now what? No, it's like whomever this additional energy is for you, it's like, okay, now the real work begins, because now we got you to where you needed to be. Now we can help you elevate from here to go even further. And it's like you're just not being left to fend for yourself in this new space. Maybe for one of you, maybe physically, yes, but spiritually, no, you're not being left to fend for yourself in this space. So this person from the other side, again, I'm getting a woman energy. It's like she's going to be showing you what are your next steps in this next venture of your life to be able to continue forward, but also be able to sustain it and maintain it. So again, please watch out for synchronicities, your dreams. You're going, even if you're having or experiencing deja vu more frequently, even if you're having those moments of even like daydreams, but it almost can feel surreal. I don't know if you've ever had one of those experiences of like, I know you can have it with deja vu feeling surreal, but even with daydreams, depending on how intense it is, it can almost feel surreal. Those type of spiritual contacts or those type of spiritual communication forms is not happening to you for no reason. And it's not just because the universe is just trying to mess with you. It's like someone from that other side is going to be showing you, okay, now that we got you in the door, Leo, this is what you need to look for next. This is how you need to move next. This is what you need. And you're going to be shown things now going forward that's going to be further in your future. So that way, where you are now, where you've elevated to, you're going to see little clues and little notes and tips of how to continue forward and where to continue to go. I like this for you, Leo. I do. I don't know what this it thing is, but it's here. And don't deny what you're being shown and what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. And this may feel like a surreal time in your life. It may feel very surreal. And for some of you, you're now moving into this end of the month of May where it is going to feel like a surreal time of your life. It's all happening. It's all happening. It's part of a divine plan here for you specifically. And you know this. You got this. Know that I love you, Leo. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for you. Please have a good day. Have a great May. And bye.